85 laps for Merv Turner, the Rocket Man. The Rocket Man Memorial 85. Season number 8 is officially underway at Daytona.
And grab early on, trying to get Jeremy McKinnon pushed all the way out front. McKinnon is clear if he wants it, but here comes Palumbo on the bottom with Chad Stearns behind him.
Lap 1 goes to McKinnon by 3/100ths of a second. Last season's Rocket Man Memorial just barely got clipped on his way through all the calamity. Oh, and there goes Rob Williams. Up into the wall. He does a nice job collecting it. Now there goes Kenneth Graves, and it's going to take more drivers, I believe. Caution is going to fly.
Miglin just did not lift when they got out of line. Miglin just ran right into that right rear of Williams, turned him up into the wall, and then went down and nearly turned. I think that's Cole Maxwell as well. That was awfully close. Oh, Kenneth Graves going to make pretty big contact with Williams there as well.
Stearns out of sorts with Roman right now. And that is going to get Gainey clear if he wants it. And maybe Jorneau too. Jorneau, oh my gosh. Oh, still not really clear. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
That's bad. Roman Miglin involved. Oh, bigger pile up there. Joshua Rutherford, Darby Marriott, Corey Rutherford.
Jorneau gives Gainey a push in a really awkward spot. But I think Jorneau was trying to check up for Gainey a little bit as the 22 wasn't quite sure what they wanted to do. Gainey ends up going to the top side eventually, but it's too late. Jorneau gets a little tap to the bumper from Roman. Gets down on the apron. He's trying to save it. Makes one save. It gets back down there. And on that second one, the right rear makes contact with Roman. Spins him up into the outside wall.
Undeterred, still pushing hard. Poliski up to McKinnon.
Now most of the trucks have migrated to that.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Poliski clips him. There goes Kyle Zittel. It's the big one. That is everybody except for Matney and Michael Dean. That was absolutely huge. Every single truck except for Michael Dean and Rodney Matney either checks up for this accident or is wiped out.
Into turn 3, but still making it work. Oh, and it looks like Poliski may have wiped across McKinnon. And then comes back across up the racetrack as well. Turns McKinnon right down into Gainey. That small of a mistake is what sets it off. And everybody else behind them pushing as hard as they can is going to finish. I mean, everybody here inside the top 20, at least contact of some sort. You do see Michael Dean and Rodney Matney down there on the bottom. They kind of squeeze through with pretty minimal contact.
Green flag. It's a lead, maybe too big of one for Schlosser, who's going to go up to the top. Matney has no help. Schlosser now shuffled to the bottom. Oh, and turned. Too aggressive with the blocking. And there's more. Yep. 2 laps to go.
Ingram is getting left out on this top side here. Matney, McKinnon, and Jan Van Lee are all together.
And it's boxing in Jeremy McKinnon. RJ Starcevic with a run. Where's he going to go with it? He stays tucked in line at the bottom.
They're all looking to get underneath of Engrab here. Engrab still has no help.
Rodney Matney leading the field back to the line. Caution is out. The race is over. It's going to be Rodney Matney to win the Rocket Man Memorial at Daytona. A contentious race here tonight, but Matney was there for the last 20 laps of regulation or so. An incredible work to be up front when the caution flew. And Rodney Matney, a long-awaited victory here in the Venom Truck Series. This is Turn 200 with an important message ahead of today's Venom Truck Series outing. Together we can cure driver blindness. And that message is brought to you by Chiquita Banana. Round number 2 of the 8th season of the Venom Truck Series sees the series' 3rd appearance at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The mile-and-a-half plays host to the Foundation Fighting Blindness 130. It's all right here with your hosts with the most here on Turn 200, Tommy Cook and Matt Williamson. Last week's Daytona outing was interesting to say the least, but a new winner was crowned, a first-time winner with the Venom Truck Series, Rodney Matney. And taking a look at the points with the bonus points all factored in, including points awarded at the halfway lap of the race, which I didn't know was a thing. We never mentioned it on the broadcast because we didn't know. But it is Rodney Matney standing atop the points by just one marker back to Jeremy McKinnon. Jan Van Leer in 3rd. Joshua Freed raked in the points not only in the race but also at the halfway mark. So Freed is in 4th now in the standings with Hunter Engrav in 5th. Josh Freed leads this long string of rookies all the way back to RJ Starcevic in that 3-way tie for the 6th position. Will Salamone and John Kay round out your top 10 in the standings. Entering Charlotte, this is the 3rd time that the Venom Truck Series will roll into Charlotte. Most recently the season 6 finale, which was dominated by Nathan Reynolds. The other race here was season 2, round number 6. It was won by Jeremy McKinnon, who led the 3rd most laps en route to victory. Nathan Reynolds sees himself out of that race after leading quite a few laps, and McKinnon takes over the lead from Tyler Bentley to score that victory. Traditionally, these races have not seen a lot of cautions here at Charlotte. Just 5 cautions in the Season 2 outing, and only 1 caution here early in the going at Charlotte in Season number 6. But there's a lot at play here today. The weather conditions can always change things up for these drivers, and we know these trucks have changed up quite a bit. They were a lot faster and a lot more chaotic at Daytona, of all places, last week. Less downforce heading into the mile-and-a-half here today in the Sunrise race. It's only going to serve to shake things up that much more. What can this field do? What will this field do? Will the drivers be using their eyesight today? The Foundation Fighting Blindness 130 from Charlotte Motor Speedway is around the turn for the Venom Truck Series on Turn 200.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until he landed in the divine dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Aw! Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
Welcome into live coverage of the Venom Truck Series here on Turn 200. It's Tommy Cook and it's Matt Williamson. Matt, it's not been too long since we've been here to the banks of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Welcome back.
It has not. In fact, it hasn't been too long since we were here in the trucks as well. So good to be back here. Gonna be having a night race. Of course, the truck refresh is in store here as well. Gonna figure out what that looks like on a traditional oval here. So good things are about to come, maybe. But I know that this has been a handful for the drivers as well in practice.
Yeah, challenging conditions, not only because of the lack of downforce of what these drivers are accustomed to here with the trucks, and also increased side force. But like you mentioned, it is dark right now. The lights are on around Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is actually the sunrise race on the schedule. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, sim-wise. So track conditions are going to devolve as this race goes along. This track surface, I think by the end of the race, is going to get pretty hot. It's supposed to be in the 80s in the sim here by the time the checkered flag will drop here for this race. So we'll monitor the track conditions for you here. But we have a first-time front row. Hunter Engrav has grabbed the pole for the first time in his career with the Venom Truck Series, and Tyler Logan will be on the front row for the first time in his career as well. So a lot of exciting stuff here inside of 2 minutes to go in the warm-up period. Thanking everybody that's hanging out with us already. Stickers McQueen, where were you? It was a big week for Rodney Matney last week, but we're happy that you're here tonight and party down. You deserve it. Good Leaf is always hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Lindsey G is back in the chat. Bailey Marie, I believe, a first-time chatter, cheering for Joshua Motacek, who took quite the tumble in practice earlier, but he is recovered, I would hope. And RJ Starcevic did not post a qualifying time, but he was actually at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the real one, right before he hopped into the sim today. So he went from one Charlotte to another. Were we falling around here on track? Because from last week to this week, almost everybody's running a different paint scheme, because of course they are.
Well, we've been following quite a few people right now. We are actually watching Zach Lockett roll around Charlotte. Of course, that Tennessee Titans 93, looking awful good, and a little biased myself, maybe. But we got, like you said, lots of different paint schemes. Was hoping that we would get a look at Ryan Dyes, but he hasn't been out here today. I know his is looking quite a bit different. Andy Poliski rocking the chrome here tonight. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Flinky Roberts actually has some sponsorship on that 68 here tonight. That is a notoriously no help on the 68 typically, but hey, he's found a team now and he's able to get some sponsors. How about that?
Good for Flink. We're happy for the Flinkster. Good looking truck too. A lot of good looking trucks out here as always. With Venom, the clock has struck 0. It is time to go sunrise racing here on the eastern seaboard. The Queen City Charlotte Motor Speedway for the third time in Venom Truck Series history. The Foundation Fighting Blindness 130 is about to roll off. And like I said, Hunter Engrav has grabbed his pole for the first time in the Venom Truck Series. He leads the field to green in his second career start. Tyler Logan will line up to his outside. It is Steve Roman, the last driver to win on a 1.5 miles in VTS. He rolls off from third. The Season 5 champ, Andy Poliski, will start to his outside in fourth. John Kay was running pretty good here before he made contact with Andy Poliski in season number 6. He starts in fifth, next to caddy corner to Poliski. Kyle Zittel will roll off to his outside. Great qualifying effort for him. Matt Schlosser was fastest in practice. He is 7th quickest on the quality charts. His teammate Zach Lockett, great qualifying effort, and he needs a bounce back after he had a promising run cut short last week. Jeremy McKinnon, I believe, just reconnected to the session. He is a winner here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in season number 2. He starts at 9th, next to the two-time series champion, Ryan Dye, rounding out your top 10 starters. Jan Van Leer and Hayden Palumbo are your row number 6. Austin Holyfield making his 40th career start here tonight, and Rodney Matney, last week's winner, the points leader, rolling off from 14th. Garrett Rainey and Paul Ellison, teammates on row number 8. It's Michael Dean and Flinky Roberts on row number 9. Josh Freed and Eric Breeding round out your top 20 starters. Luke Peterson, Joshua Motacek, Dan Miglin, Pascal Samar, Brantley Gainey, Tyler Bergert, your top 26. Jordan Jorno, Gary Clark, Rob Williams, and Corey Rutherford, the 30 drivers to post qualifying time. We got 34 here tonight. You can see the last 2 rows here on the screen as Matt Williamson is going to tell us what the track conditions are and what we're expecting here tonight at Charlotte.
Well, we got 130 laps around Charlotte here tonight. That is quite a few. Should we get some long green flag runs, you can expect the drivers to have to save some tires with less downforce, and we are expecting higher temperatures as we roll along. Currently only 78 degrees on the track temperature, but like we mentioned, assuming that those are going to increase quite significantly as we keep rolling along here. The drivers get 3 extra sets of tires. There are no fast repairs here in the Venom Truck Series. We typically average 3 cautions, but last time we were here, there was only 1 caution. It came out on lap number 5. The rest of it went green. So we are not completely immune to long green flag runs here.
33 of the 34 drivers registered are into session right now. Chad Stearns never connected officially. So it's Paul Sargent, Kenneth Graves, and RJ Starcevic 31st through 33rd. At the front of the field, it's Hunter Engrav and Tyler Logan. Leading the field to green to the Geico restart zone. The Foundation Fighting Blindness 130 is underway. These first 2 laps are going to be treacherous on cold tires. Get ready for some sliding and hopefully some saving. Good lead for Engrav. They're battling side by side behind him. Vroman lunging underneath Tyler Logan. Poliski and Kay side by side to round out the top 5. Lap number 1 goes to Engrav.
Single file for just a moment. Now we're going to go double file again.
Big push up the backstretch here for Matt Schlosser. Working to the outside of Andy Poliski. Steve Roman had to make a big save there. He's lost second. Now he's lost third. John Kay takes the spot. And lap 2 in the books here. Whoa! Big moment there for Vroman, or rather for McKinnon and Poliski. They nearly tangled there through the quad oval. McKinnon pushing that Schlosser there into turn number 3. We are single file most of the way through the top 10. We've got Zach Lockett and Hayden Palumbo battling side by side for that 10th position.
Like Jan Van Leer dipped a tire down onto the turf as well, but able to keep it going.
Well, Christopher Bell's taught us anything. That turf is inbounds. It's prime real estate for passing. Top 3, nose to tail. There's John Kay into the wall. Oh, boy.
He was trying to get side by side there with Tyler Logan into 3 and then got tight out of 4. And he hit that wall pretty darn hard there.
Yeah, big scuffs on that pink number 2 truck. He'll fall into line now, back behind Steve Vroman, who is right here once again behind Logan and Engrav. There's less downforce than what we saw here with the Max V boys. And you can kind of tell they're sort of running pack style like Max V did on this opening run, but it's not quite as intense, not quite as hot and heavy. But still, everybody is within spitting distance of one another from the top 10 on back. Engrav leading his first laps in the Venom Truck Series. Tyler Logan had several great runs last season in his rookie outing. Didn't get to start at Daytona last week, running in second. Here's John Kay now, undeterred, back on the offensive on the outside of Roman for third.
Got a little bit of help with them there as well. McKinnon has jumped out to run that top lane.
McKinnon disposed of Poliski with contact and now is trying to help John Kay get past his other teammate. Fourth Broke Guy Racing squad member not here, Darby Marriott, has taken the night off. Kyle Zittel brushed the wall out of 4 and nearly made that Jan Van Leer's problem out of the quad oval. They almost made contact.
Driver's looking awful loose already here. It's only lap 8.
Here we go for the lead. Tyler Logan to the inside. First time he could root Engrav off the paint there. And Logan's going to clear. Tyler Logan to P1 for the first time in Season 8. We said no Darby Marriott here tonight. I think the biggest driver missing from the starting lineup tonight is in the chat with us. It's Cole Maxwell hanging out. First race he's missed in Season 2. As here goes McKinnon to 4th, to 3rd, to 2nd, and now still has a run. Might pull to the outside of Tyler Logan for the lead. Picked off 2 spots there from the middle of the backstretch.
Logan kind of tried to block it, but didn't get all the way up. It looked like might have been some contact between McKinnon and the 98.
McKinnon is undeterred. A winner here at season number 2. Led 38 laps en route to victory. And wants to do it again.
That's the MO of the number 12. He is pushing hard early on here to try and get to that lead as quickly as possible.
McKinnon's got 5 wins in the Venom Truck Series. We've only seen his Super Speedway wins here on the channel, but they come across a variety of different tracks, including here at Charlotte. And how about that? McKinnon to the lead. Here goes John Kay now underneath of Tyler Logan. They're starting to jockey and double up here behind them.
Speaking of John Kay rocking a car and side camera for us here tonight, so we get a good look at somebody up front here working towards the lead. He has these huge runs and then they kind of fall off for him. I'm sure the damage kind of plays into that a little bit as well. So here comes Tyler Logan again on the bottom.
We're side by side for first, third, fifth, and eighth, and 10th. And now we're 3 wide for 7th. Jan Van Leer stuck in the middle of that is for the lead. Logan wants to get it back here. Whoa, Jan Van Leer has to make a big save there out of 2. More contact for the 5 now. He's going to hang on, just barely. McKinnon fending off Logan for now. So we nearly had a caution there. But Logan comes roaring back here on the bottom.
As the laps go on, I would imagine it's going to get harder and harder to run that bottom lane and be able to make moves with the less downforce.
Here's a move by Palumbo on Poliski. It doesn't go well, and now he gets tagged by his teammate Kyle Zittel. Palumbo spins it into the infield, down the front stretch, all the way to the tail of the field.
Does keep the truck from really getting any damage, which is a good thing, but is definitely going to go a lap down here probably.
Goodness gracious. That move by Palumbo, he swung to the bottom. Underneath Poliski looking for position. He had to check up hard, and Kyle Zittel was not expecting it. Got him right in the corner where the tailgate meets the right rear quarter panel, and that is a recipe for disaster every time. Here goes Tyler Logan again underneath McKinnon. Engrav and John Kay battling for third just behind them. Here comes the 28 back into the mix for the point.
Logan and McKinnon get to battling and allows other drivers to get into the mix, but Engrav and Kay really aren't going to have anywhere to go unless they want to force 3 wide early on here.
You never know.
You certainly don't.
Lap 17, Logan leading, McKinnon fading, Engrav the pole sitter trying to reclaim. John Kay, Steve Vroom in your top 5, Schlosser, Poliski, Zittel, Dye, and Lockett the top 10. We've got some separation from the lead pack after the 8th place. Zittel's attached to this lead group. He's got space back to Dye and Lockett behind him. I'm sure some of that came there as there goes McKinnon. Got awfully tight, rolled out of the throttle. He's going to lose second and third, now maybe fourth.
Yeah, he just entered a little bit too high, washed up the racetrack, and once you do that, the truck just continues to be tight through the corner and pretty much have no option other than to back off the throttle and try and make that corner. Otherwise, you're hitting the wall.
Logan in the lead for now. I will say he's not rolling the centers as cleanly as Hunter Engrav is, who took his foot off the gas quite literally, saved for a few laps, and now is hounding again for the lead. This is a mess behind McKinnon here.
Certainly is. Schlosser trying to get to the outside of McKinnon to pick up that position. Poliski's way up top. Vroman here in the middle of him as well.
Oh, Poliski nearly into the wall there. RJ Starcevic has called it a night. He's trying to race from an Airbnb, so I'm going to say it probably didn't go very well.
I would imagine.
So he's the first casualty of the night. Hayden Palumbo is half a lap behind the rest of the field, as Tyler Logan and Hunter Engrav battling for the lead.
Schlosser firmly into fourth. He has cleared the rest of them. Now Roman, Poliski, Jeremy McKinnon starting to really go backwards here. Zittel's through as well. McKinnon from first back to 8th in just about 5 laps.
It's starting to look loose. Matt Schlosser, fastest in practice, 7th in qualifying, but maybe playing the long game here. Doing well.
Here comes Poliski. Poliski is rocking that really top side up by the wall. And I think he'll be able to clear Steve Roman here. Oh,
and that is...
not. He
Whoa!
won't.
Not by much. We saw that line come into play there at the end of the Kansas race. All the top 3 were running the Larson-Reddick line up top, as Hunter Engrav is on the tailgate of Tyler Logan, and Logan just got super loose. Still loose.
It's almost like Engrav was pushing the 98 all the way through turns 1 and 2.
I mean, pretty much. And if these two keep tripping each other up, John Kay will be happy to capitalize, I'm sure.
And there's RJ in the chat. Quote, 15 most comfortable or most uncomfortable laps ever.
I believe it.
I don't even want to know what the setup looked like.
I got a picture of it.
Could not have been good.
And it was interesting, to say the least. I wouldn't have made it 15 laps, so kudos.
I'm trying to hold the base of the wheel between your knees. Never works too well.
Dye and McKinnon and Lockett's battling as Engrav now going for it. Gets the ground underneath of Tyler Logan. And is going to clear. Oh, Logan's so loose.
Engrav's been setting that one up for a while. Started on the top side. Logan went to cover off the outside, and Engrav crossed it over, got underneath, and then made the pass stick through turn 3. Caution is out.
Caution is out. I believe Corey Rutherford, Rob Williams. Oh, Garrett Clark as well. That's a big crash, and Rob Williams is toast. That truck is destroyed.
Most certainly. And there's Corey. I think Corey may have made contact with the inside wall down on pit lane. Kind of hard to tell. I think he's got some front end damage. Definitely front end damage for sure.
This looked to be a battle in the back half of the 20s. So what has happened?
They are already spinning there. Let's go ahead and back it up. But Corey's right here down on the bottom through turns 3 and 4. He gets on that blue line, which at Charlotte's usually okay. Looks like he may have come up the racetrack a tad, though, where Gary Clark was occupying that room. Kind of hard to tell from that angle if Corey came up or Gary went down or they both kind of did the same thing. Yeah, they both kind of went up and down at the same time, and then Gary, oh dear. Gary ends up turning Rob Williams straight into the outside wall there. Rob was down at the bottom trying to get clear of this. And, kind of like Elliott putting Hamlin right into the outside wall. Is it the two of them? Was it two of them, right?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I think that's who it was last year.
Yeah. No, it was Elliott and Hamlin. Flinky on the pace lap there, saying hello to us from 14th.
Hello, Flinky.
I'm just happy he's out here.
Hey, we need you to get Speedy on camera for us here at some point this season.
True. Race off of pit road was won by Andy Poliski. Or unless he didn't pit. Okay, I'm showing actually Poliski, Vroman, Zittel, McKinnon, Freed, and Holyfield stayed out. Is that what you're seeing as well? As McKinnon coming down pit road now.
Yeah, Poliski, Vroman, Zittel, Freed, Holyfield, and yes, McKinnon is now down pit road.
Okay, interesting. What's the strategy on that? What is the benefit of staying out at this point?
I guess they're looking at a fuel number, I'm sure, because it's definitely not. Well, Could be a tire play as well, because they do only get 3 sets of tires, so maybe they're thinking that they're going to need an extra set later on in the race, hoping that others might use them up. I mean, that's definitely in play as well. The other one would be for fuel. Only 45 laps is the kind of the fuel number we're looking at, so it's going to be more than 2 stops if we would have gone green. So kind of a weird fuel number as well. There's a couple different things that they could be doing there, but they are certainly going to go backwards here. That I would imagine that they're going to go backwards pretty quickly on this restart.
So something that we were not aware of last week was that there are halfway bonus points being paid out. Should be at the completion of lap 65 tonight, I think. That's halfway of 130. So, yeah, that's. I think that puts the drivers that just pitted in a better position for that as well. Austin Holyfield is going to come down pit road here, so that will move Hunter Engrav now up to 5th. He'll have the top 2 rows in front of him, drivers who have stayed out. Poliski, Roman, Zittel, and Josh Freed, who ran great last week at Daytona. Just want to point that out. Haven't called out his name yet tonight. We'll see what he can do here restarting inside the top 5, but got great halfway points. Really didn't leave the top 10 hardly at all, it felt like, until the last lap, and finished in the 12th position. But he's 4th in the points coming into tonight, or rather 5th in the points coming into tonight. So we'll see what Freed can do here with some cleaner air in front of him. And something we said at the tail end of the broadcast last week should clean it up now. Andy Poliski, for some reason, got disqualified on the final lap. He did get his position back, so he's credited with a 9th place finish after finishing like 20th.
Oh boy, just had a big.
Yep, I saw that
as well.
Don't like that.
Special shout out to Ryan Dye. We already saw John Kay's camera. We looked at Ryan Dye's camera there. And Dan Migland, I am sorry, I should have told you before the broadcast started. I didn't realize that you do not have an R beside your name in the actual session. But we'll get that fixed for next week.
I think it's actually because he's Daniel Migland in the sim.
Well, he has Daniel Migland, but he put the R behind his name because typically that's what we do with the rookies, but not this week apparently.
Back underway. John Kay does not get a good restart there on the inside. Checks up that inside line pretty hard.
Yeah, and he has a couple drivers go around him, so Kay going to be in the back half of the top 10 here.
Here goes the decent one to 2nd. Josh Freed is getting underneath Steve Roman now, trying to get to 3rd, and now Engrav going to push the issue here and maybe take him 3 wide. Then again, maybe not.
I don't think he necessarily had the run there on the bottom, but Engrav is the first driver on fresh tires. I'm sure he is looking to go forward quickly.
So is Kyle Zittel. He's pulled right up to the 32 of Poliski, but Engrav is cooking to 2nd, looking for the lead. Engrav back to the point. Tyler Logan quickly through to 2nd. Nathan Reynolds in the chat. Hello.
And that is the old tire effect for those drivers going backwards, because here comes Matt Schlosser as well. John Kay coming through. John is on fresh tires.
Yeah, Poliski, Zittel, and Freed and Vroman, the 4 drivers that stayed out there. They're still nose to tail. They're still in the top 10, but they're going to continue to slide on back here.
Logan in the 98 still sticking with Engrav here. He was able to get through quickly as well.
This is almost exactly how they were lined up when the caution came out. Flop Schlosser and John Kay around. But now the top 4 closer together.
Those drivers on older tires fighting for positions. Freed trying to get underneath them. Zittel didn't quite have that run, but Zach Lockett on fresh tires trying to find his way through this group of drivers. But too wide. There's not much room to maneuver.
Zach Lockett doing a great job. Was doing a great job at Daytona as well. Fought his way back from 2 laps down. Was running inside the top 10, but he got wrecked. Then he got wrecked again, and I think a third time after that as well, just for good measure. But he's back in the top 10 here as Josh Freed had his hands full there for a second, but he slides back to 9th.
Here goes John Kay. John Kay got underneath of Matt Schlosser down the backstretch and was able to capitalize into turn 3. John Kay up the 3rd.
Tyler Logan right here with Hunter Engrav. John Van Leer's just got past Andy Poliski.
Farther back, and it was Ryan.
Ryan died. Oh, and
Guy
he is
extremely hard into that inside wall, and I'm sure his night's probably over.
He is killed. Ryan hit the apron there, and I think got hit by Jordan Journeau, who didn't really have anywhere to go. And that puts us under caution here for the second time.
And there's the camera for Ryan Dye. Looks like gloves are coming off.
Yeah.
He just sat there for a minute, I think, in a little bit of disbelief. And finally came to a rest and towed back to the pits.
Charlotte has not been kind to our boy Ryan Dye. And more of the same today.
Go ahead and take a look at that replay. Ryan in front of Rodney Matney here. Excuse me, he was behind Rodney Matney. On the outside, wants to swing down to the bottom, and does, but he clips the apron. And it upsets the truck. Wow, you can see it get loose. He's trying to make that save, and Journeau just barely gets into the left rear. And at that point, there is nothing that 20 could do. Take one more look at it. When Ryan tried to pull down the hill, he got pretty loose and overshot how far he wanted to come down. Got himself a little upset, and Journeau just could not keep from getting into the back of him. That's a tough way to end a race.
Some action on pit road. All the top 4 drivers that had stayed out under the last caution came in, as did a handful of others. Journeau, Poliski, Zittel, Simard, Freed, Roman Rainey, Peterson, Roberts, Breeding, McKinnon, and Ellison. Jan Van Leer coming back down pit road this time, as is Michael Dean and Brantley Gainey. So all ICR making a pit stop.
And I would more than assume for ICR, that is for fuel strategy. I doubt they're taking tires here with only 3 sets available. This would be the second set that they would take already with almost 100 laps left. I highly doubt it. I'm sure that's a fuel strategy play.
I would also hope so. So Ryan Dye will join Corey Rutherford, Rob Williams, Gary Clark, and RJ Starcevic in the garage and out of the race. All 28 of the remaining drivers are on the lead lap. And after the dust-up there with his teammate, Hayden Palumbo is in 7th. So a great recovery for the 54.
Reynolds has jokes in the chat.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm sure
he
is
is
probably going to join us here in a moment.
Nathan is not wrong. Ryan Dye went back to his home planet there. Hard charger right now, I believe, is Dan Miglin in the 31 truck, 23rd to 6th. Actually, it might be Paul Sargent, who has gone 31st to 11th. Either way, good runs for both of them. Sargent just outside of the top 10.
Quite a few drivers up a lot of positions. I mean, Kenneth Graves is up, I think, as many positions as Sargent is. You mentioned Miglin. Berger's up almost 15 spots. Joe's up 13. Josh Modicek's up 13. So a lot of drivers have benefited from a couple of cautions here, been able to use some strategy to get a little bit of track position.
Only 2 cautions thus far, but the conditions are only going to deprove as the race goes along. The sun continues to rise, and it's going to get hot and steamy here in Charlotte, and a track that already doesn't like to be raced on. In Grav and Logan, the front row starters have been duking it out here for the lead. They'll continue to do so with John Kay, Matt Schlosser, Zach Lockett, Dan Miglin, Hayden Palumbo, Rodney Matney, Joshua Modicek, and Austin Holyfield, the top 10 behind him. Back underway. It's 3 Interstellar Sim Racing Ventures teammates all right next to each other, as Logan does not get a good restart on the outside of the front row. Here goes John Kay, put the 2 to 2nd for the first time this season.
Wow, they are all sorts of all over the place. Nearly 3 wide down here into 3 further back.
Zittel taking advantage on fresh tires, almost back into the top 10 already. Here goes Tyler Logan back to 2nd. And he's got a run on Engrav, who had a bit of a moment there into turn number 1. Logan going for it. And he's got it. Engrav rolls back into line in 2nd. And Tyler Logan back to the point.
Yeah, and when you have a chance to pass Hunter Engrav, you have to take it. No matter if Engrav is trying to maybe save tires, be on a different strategy here a little bit than Logan, who's looking to get to the front early, you have to take that opportunity.
Here goes John Kay, a big swing underneath. Trying to get back to 2nd. Engrav might have taken advantage, or rather taken an opportunity there on the outside to roll back into line, but that setup came honestly. Engrav got super loose into turn number 1, and Logan had to work for it to get to the lead. Schlosser on the outside. Nearly has John Kay clear, but now he's got Engrav underneath him. Just behind them, rather, Hayden Palumbo looking for a move. Rodney Matney is into the mix now as well. Zach Lockett is pulling up. Top 7 nose to tail as here goes Schlosser around the outside looking for the lead.
Oh, kind of got a little bit tight there out at 2, but is able to keep the power down.
The top 2 rookie contenders from last season battling away, and there goes Schlosser to the lead.
And what's been really fun with this truck refresh is watching these drivers really work all over the racetrack to try and find the line that is working for them and just working for anybody at the time. Used to see a lot of drivers just using the same line over and over again, not able to really make passes. These drivers have been all over this racetrack trying to find where the speed is, and they found it in multiple places.
And Grav and Kay side by side for 3rd. They've got a little bit of space now up to Tyler Logan and Matt Schlosser. And Kay around the outside. Going to move. And here goes Hayden Palumbo now to the outside. Nathan Reynolds said it best last week. These are the top 2 rookie contenders, but they're also championship favorites in their own right.
Yeah, obviously the folks that watch Turn 200 on the regular, they already know what Hunter Ingram is capable of. But Palumbo, he's somebody new for us and for most of the folks watching here, so it's going to be exciting to see how he mixes in, and he's in 4th and still moving forward towards the 2 of John Kay.
And speaking of moving forward, fresh tire check, Kyle Zittel up to 7th. He's hit the wall in front of him, not the physical wall, but the wall of drivers on older tires. But he's now up to Hunter Engrab, who is starting to drop back here.
ICR, if all of them took tires, I don't know if they all did, but Kyle Zittel certainly did, kind of hoping that this thing goes green from here on out.
Spin in the back!
Oh, no!
Caution is out! That is a big pileup. Garrett Rainey, Paul Sargent, Joshua Motacek, Eric Breeding. Motacek just got cleaned out. That was just outside of the top 10 there. Caution is out for the 3rd time. Motacek over the radio takes responsibility for the accident. And him and whoever hit him at full blast there seemed to get the worst of it.
We're going to go ahead and go back, and it looks like Motacek got into the back of Sargent. Try and get maybe a better angle here. Sargent in front of Motacek down here into turn 3, and Motacek gets into that right rear. See contact right there, kind of wipes off across the 49 as well. Sargent gets loose. Oh, Motacek disappears there for a moment as well. Sargent hard into the wall. A couple others behind him as well. Of course, my camera's going to change on me. I'm trying to figure out who it was that plowed into Motacek. I think it may have been Flinky Roberts.
Oh.
Oh, and I take that back. Flinky was actually able to skate through. Wow, that was close. He nearly hit the barrels underneath, going onto pit road as well. It was actually an ICR driver that got into Motacek there. And that was Brantley Gainey.
Man, that's
here's Flinky in the chat. Yeah, that was a close one.
Well, that positively sucks for Paul Sargent. He was having such a good race, hanging around the top 10, doing a great job here tonight. That is over. He is destroyed. Eric Breeding is as well. Their required repairs are complete, but they will have plenty of optional to fix. But the nice thing about that is it's optional. They're just going to be way off the pace regardless.
Well, Cole Maxwell pointed it out. I was attempting to say how Kyle Zittel was hoping that this race would go green. And literally as I was saying it, that caution came to be.
Yep.
So Zittel, I would guess, is probably not going to be in a great spot here. He's not going to be able to come down pit road to take tires because he's going to have to save that final set. Unless he didn't take tires on the first pit stop, which
I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows?
Well, I could tell you who came down pit road here under this caution. The majority of them were involved in that accident. Not all of them, though. Rainey, Freed, Breeding, Graves, McKinnon, Sargent, and Motocek, and Rutherford, Breeding, and Rainey all came down a second time as well. Corey Rutherford is back out, but he is 14 laps down as they run.
Seems like most of the folks that stayed out probably are concerned about having a limited set of tires here, because most of them came down pit road on lap 26 and got tires. Kyle Zittel, who we mentioned earlier, he came down on lap 36, and we're believing that he took a set of tires there as well because he was charging forward. So Zittel actually going to be okay here because most of his competitors in front of him have not come down pit road to take tires either. So he's going to be kind of on the same strategy as them, just with one less set if we have a really late caution here tonight.
Schlosser and Logan, Kay and Palumbo lock at the top 5. Engrav kind of gets cut a break there. He was slipping backwards in a big hurry. So he is now going to line up back in 6th. Zittel, Matney, Poliski, and Holyfield the top 10. Austin Holyfield, it's kind of snuck up on us here. He made his first start when we broadcast our first Venom race in Season 5. But he is just outside of the top 10 in this field of drivers who have the most Venom Truck Series starts. Tonight is start number 40. Three young guns and one vet in the top 4. John Kay in 3rd, looking for a way to the lead for the first time tonight. Schlosser and Logan trying to hold it down in front of him. Green flag. Lap 53 on the board. Tyler Logan has not been getting great restarts to this point. I think it pays to be the control car. Here's Kay underneath. And Kay is clear. Here comes Palumbo.
Oh, wow.
That was close. Palumbo there, now going to be under fire from Engrav behind him as John Kay going for the lead up top. Schlosser rolls out of it. Looked a little bit free on entry there, and that is going to be enough for John Kay to get to the lead for the first time.
Tyler Logan extremely loose there behind Schlosser as well, sliding up in front of Engrav. Here comes Palumbo underneath again. Able to hold it down there on the line better this time, but still not a great run out of 4.
On the freshies, Kyle Zittel looming behind. He's got 10 laps fresher tires than everybody in front of him. So does Andy Poliski. John Kay leading his first laps of the season here. As Logan and Schlosser side by side for P2. Oh boy. Everybody's looking loose. Oh, Palumbo and Poliski nearly together there into one. Oh, and they do make contact there into 3. Zittel and Poliski want to move, but the top lane is plugged up right now with Matt Schlosser, who just had a handful of countersteer there. Trying not to take out Hunter Engrav.
I would say both lines are a little plugged up. Oh,
maybe
Schlosser
so.
Dive down to the bottom. That will open the door.
Yeah,
for
look at
Zittel
that.
and Poliski.
Zittel immediately on the move. Engrav up to defend, but it's a losing effort. Zittel is up top once more.
Palumbo and Rodney Matney trying to bring the train along with them, but lagging back just a touch.
Zittel and Poliski were two of the four drivers that stayed out after the first caution. Came in on caution number 2, 10 laps later, to take their first set of tires. And they are reaping the benefits of that right now. No contest. Zittel up to second, maybe. Logan does have some fight in him, but look at this. The top side is rolling. Poliski follows through.
Poliski should get clear of Logan here as well, and does. So Zittel and Poliski to second and third, hunting down John Kay.
Looks like things John Kay does not want to see right now for 1,000. Or what is Kyle Zittel? Battling pretty hard behind them. Engrav and Schlosser, Palumbo, Vroman on those fresh tires as well. And Zach Lockett in formation here. Fourth driver on those fresher tires is back in the 14th position. It's Josh Freed. Oh, Jeremy McKinnon just lost 4 spots and is way off the pace down the front stretch. Zittel closing in.
He is. He's inching closer and closer here. As, Palumbo washes up, nearly gets into Engrav once again. Able to keep it down, though, but is going to lose a couple spots. Engrav's through. Here comes Steve Vroman as well. Back half of the top 10 has been absolutely bonkers here.
I can't comment on that, Cole. They continue to slug away here. As Zittel was going for it on the top side, just had to roll out of it big time, not to clobber the wall out of 4. Keeps it out of it, though. Loses a couple truck lengths. This might set Poliski up for a run.
Here's on board with Kyle Zittel. Let's see if he can get a run here out of 2.
These guys are coming up on Paul Sargent, who is back out on track with some pretty extensive damage to the 49 truck. He's going to give the leaders the bottom, as requested by John Kay.
Nothing doing here so far for Kyle Zittel. Let's go a little bit farther back. This is for a top 10 position. Lockett trying to get around Josh Freed in front of them. Peterson trying to get around Palumbo. That is for the 8th position.
Oh, wow. That was close. And he's going to maybe lose a spot here, is Luke Peterson to Josh Freed after that. Rainey and Sargent made some contact there into turn number 2 as well. Engrav working on Steve Vroman for 6th. As Freed ahead of Peterson now. Kyle Zittel still chasing John Kay, as Tyler Logan is underneath Andy Poliski for 3rd. So this tire advantage may be starting to slip away, or the The wears and tears on that rubber, having to work all the way up through this field, starting to show. Poliski and Logan side by side for third. For sixth, it's Engrav and Vroman.
Got to start thinking about pit stops here probably as well. We're not quite there yet, but a majority of these drivers here towards the front came down on lap 26. We did have a couple of cautions in there as well, so they were able to save some fuel that way, but I would assume pit windows probably open within the next 5 to 10 laps.
Still going at it here for third, and that is allowed Hunter Engrav to pick up 2 spots and close in. Engrav clear on Poliski, now back behind Logan in fourth.
Wasn't clear by much.
No. Josh Freed is on his way forward. He's gotten past Hayden Palumbo now to 8th.
Things have settled down here for John Kay as Kyle Zittle not really on the attack right now. And the crew chief for John has kicked back and started eating a little ice cream.
Well, Engrav continues to march forward as that was a big save there by Poliski.
Yeah, Poliski had to chase it all the way down to that blue and white line.
Well, Poliski's blinking again. He's just come back. I don't remember Poliski blinking all that much ever. It's happened twice here this race.
Hunter Engrav clear for third.
And clear track ahead to track down Kyle Zittle for second. So maybe those 3 drivers did too much too soon on that rubber. Josh Freed was seemingly the one behind the 8 ball for most of this run, but he is still moving forward. He's caught Steve Roman down and is trying to get up to 7th. When Zittle got up to 2nd, Freed was back in 13th.
Freed also came down pit road on lap 49, so
Interesting.
He will be able to stretch this out and just make one more pit stop. We are assuming that those drivers that came down on lap 26 will have to make a pit stop here very soon and then probably make another one after that as well, unless they can really stretch the fuel number.
So Freed might be in a good spot here. Here's Engrav for second. And no problemo.
Engrav's done a masterful job trying to keep those tires underneath and paying dividends now.
So it's Alabama gang first. Work in progress in second. Super Kick in third. And Pony Express 2 in fourth. Interstellar Sim Racing Ventures in fifth.
I don't foresee any team dominance here this season. That team championship is going to be hard fought.
Well, when you've got 6 different teams in the top 6, really make it 7 in the top 7, I'd say you're right.
Reed continues to try and move forward here. Got underneath of Roman, now underneath of Poliski.
Last lap for John Kay, a 31.8, and Grav ran a 31.6. That gap is closing for the lead.
Freed is clear to 6th.
So the 39 continues his march forward, as does Grav. He's cut it to just a few car lengths here. Lap truck ahead. As Corey Rutherford. Corey will stay high. Won't pull a Chip Ganassi and block for his teammate behind. He will give Hunter a nice slipstream down the backstretch, though. And that gap is just a truck length. Here's some call-outs over the radio. Pit stops might be about to begin. Tyler Burgert is in. Kay likes to pull the undercut. Is he going to try to pit while he has the lead? He may not have another opportunity. Here goes Grav underneath. Kay rolling the top side. Grav is clear, but not going to take it. It was going to be awfully tight. Kay has the run down the backstretch. And if Kay wants to come this time, he's going to have to work for it. Grav back to the lead. Kyle Zittel and Tyler Logan are battling now for third. Here comes Jordan Journeau down pit road.
Tommy, I know that we had a couple of caution periods in here, so there was able to be some fuel save going on, but these drivers have made it longer than I expected. I'm thinking that maybe everybody will be good to go on fuel, except for maybe those couple of drivers that came down a couple laps ago. I think it's possible.
I think it might be as well. Should be a couple laps away from a giant fire sale here. Here comes Kenneth Graves to pit road.
Of course, nobody wants to pull a Ryan Blaney and run out of fuel with one to go.
Andy Poliski, I think, has pulled the parachute. He will be down pit road. May have been too fast. I'll keep my eye on the black flag ticker.
That's a little
Doesn't
surprising.
say anything. Yeah.
Poliski, I think, came down on lap 36, 10 laps after a lot of the drivers still out on the racetrack.
Yeah, he was one of those drivers that had the 10-lap fresher tires, but all of those drivers have started going the wrong direction here. Except for Josh Freed. Zittel and Logan still battling here for third.
Dan Miglin's down pit road.
Tyler Logan is coming in from fourth. Here comes John Kay.
Logan made up a lot of ground on Kay there. Kay was pretty conservative coming down onto pit lane.
It looked like he went wide and had to lock it up big time not to hit the water barrels there. Rodney Matney is down pit road as well. So Grav now with a 2-second lead on Kyle Zittel. And John Kay, as he usually does, triggering the undercut. But you're right, not the pit entry he was looking for. Here comes Grav to answer right away. Oh, and Grav, I think, got it down to pit road speed, but it was awfully close. Very aggressive, and it's going to pay off for him. Lockett, Palumbo, Peterson, Holyfield, all down pit road now as well.
Now battle for the leads between Kyle Zittel and Matt Schlosser.
Freed, Roman, Ellis in the top 5. Here comes Schlosser to pit road. He bails out early. Should have no problem getting down to pit road speed. I would imagine, even though the undercut was triggered by John Kay, his lackluster pit road entry combined with Engrav's ultra-aggressive and successful pit road entry should give Engrav the lead still coming out.
And it has. Engrav is ahead of John Kay by, I would say, probably 10 truck lengths, so if not more.
Yeah, it's around a second and a half. They are working through slower traffic, though. As Ellison and Dean down pit road, Matt Schlosser was as well.
I think John Kay suffered in traffic there a little bit as well. So he's going to lose another few tenths.
Jan Van Leer coming down pit road. Josh Freed from second pitting this time. Still waiting on the decent one, Kyle Zittel. As Engrav going to unlap himself as he goes by the race leader.
Oh, Kenneth Graves nearly put himself down into the grass and maybe the inside wall, but was able to make a save.
Here comes KZ53 to pit road.
Steve Roman's going to stay out, so Roman will take over the lead for the time being. Garrett Rainey, Brantley Gainey, Joshua Motacek. They're all staying out, as is Jeremy McKinnon, Flaky Roberts. Those 6 drivers have yet to come down pit road for this final stop.
Of the drivers that have pit already, it's Engrav, K, Logan that are on the lead lap right now. Roman and Roberts down pit road.
Tyler Logan in the 98, reeling in John Kay little by little here. This would eventually be for second.
There's some love to Garrett Rainey out front right now, and Brantley Gainey in second. You never know how this thing will shake out. Josh Freed going to unlap himself. Lockett, Miglin, I think Palumbo, and Ellison behind him looking to do the same. But it's Rainey leading Gainey in our broadcasting nightmare. Oh, Miglin into Rainey and into Palumbo. A 3-way door check there. That was almost disaster.
There were a bunch of drivers all bunched up there. Brantley Gainey was in the middle of a fire as well before he got down onto pit road.
So Gainey pitting, that leaves Rainey, Motacek, and McKinnon yet to complete their service.
Pass for an eventual top 5 position here. Oh, Poliski's loose. Got down onto the apron. Was able to hold it down there, but is going to let the 4 of Matt Schlosser through. Schlosser was on fresher tires by about 4 laps as well.
Tyler Logan just took a trip through the grass there, through the quad oval. Lost a ton of time on John Kay.
Luke Peterson starting to reel in Rodney Matney here. Ooh, man, Matney looked awful loose there. Getting sideways out of turn number 2.
Breeding has just come back down pit road. He was damaged in that accident earlier, our most recent caution. Still away to the top 2 to come to pit road, or rather the top 3. 19 drivers on the lead lap right now, so it's just about gotten a lot of the field out of the danger zone here, if the caution were to fly.
Josh Freed still making up positions. He was able to come down pit road on lap 89. Some of the freshest tires of those that have come down pit road already.
McKinnon and... Oh, go ahead.
Peterson underneath of Matney finally, and Peterson's going to get clear as well.
McKinnon is in 3rd, but he's got Hunter Engraff closing up on him right now, so he is about to get bounced by the driver that will cycle out to the lead before he even gets a chance to come down pit road.
Oh, wow. Looks like Gordon Journeau had some sort of a problem here and is going to get railroaded by a few drivers. I'm not sure what caused that, if he just got loose on his own or if there was some sort of contact, but lost a few positions there all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, I don't really know what was going on with the 84 there. He dropped down to the bottom, and just everybody railroaded him around the top there. It was strange. Remember, he was one of the first drivers to pit.
Freed still moving forward, now underneath of Matney, and Peterson's up next. Has not been able to pull away from the 83 much either, so Freed's going to have another one right here in front. Try and gain another spot.
Yeah, without a caution, I don't think Freed is in it for the win here. But, I mean, he's hit a pretty good home run here with his strategy starting back in 19th. He should be potentially in it for a top 5. It'll be close. McKinnon is dropping through the field here. Still is yet to pit. Engraff closing in on Motacek for 2nd. That'll be happening here in the next couple laps, assuming they don't come down pit road.
Freed does get clear of Peterson.
Well, Andy Poliski, not sure if he had a blink there, or I was showing that he had an incident. Garrett Rainey going to be pitting from the lead this time. So Joshua Motacek is the race leader. And Jeremy McKinnon comes in as well. So it's Motacek right now. He's got Hunter Engraff closing in on him. So we'll see if the 60 elects to come down pit road. Yep, he is coming down pit road. So Engrav back to the lead. He's got a sizable advantage over John Kay right now. About 4 seconds. Back to the 2-truck. Tyler Logan in third. Matt Schlosser, Andy Poliski, the top 5. Freed in 6th. Zittel in 7th. Peterson 8th. Matney, Ellison, your top 10. Lockett, Palumbo, Vroman, Holyfield, and Journeau, your top 15.
And Zittel just got to that 7th position, got underneath the Peterson, and he really had it yawed out. He nearly got into the wall trying to make that pass happen, but was able to keep it clean.
Zittel came on strong in the back half of last season with some great runs. Tonight was shaping up to be another one. I don't think he'll be too bent out of shape with the top 10, but it was looking like it could have been a little bit more, and it still might be here.
Zittel has a pretty good tire advantage over some of the drivers here in front of him, so if he could take advantage of that in the next 25 laps, still could be on the top 5 table here.
Set a pass for 12th. Steve Roman ahead of Hayden Palumbo. And Freed is past Poliski for 5th. Matney and Lockett battling for a spot in the top 10, and they've got a lot of drivers around them. That is a hornet's nest.
Yeah, this is a... Whoa, there's contact! Lockett's going to... No, he saves it. He's going to lose quite a few positions, though.
Yeah, he will drop back to 13th now. Has some space to get back on his horse, back to Michael Dean. What a save. Yeah, that was a mess.
Him and McKinnon kind of came together right there in the middle lane of that corner, and it nearly ended in disaster.
Josh Freed in 5th. He's got 2.5 seconds to catch Matt Schlosser in 4th.
Hunter Engrav has continued to extend this lead. 4.5 seconds is the advantage over John Kay. You see John Kay in the pink truck just getting off of turn 2 as Engrav files into turn 3.
I don't think I have a great connection to the server right now. I've got people blinking everywhere. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I'll do my best to piece it together.
I've seen quite a bit as well, to be quite honest, but maybe not as much as you. But it's been just a couple of drivers.
Dan Meglin has crashed. The caution is out. Meglin in 19th. It looks like he's hit the inside wall in turn number 3. So 4th caution of the race. Comes at the expense of Dan Meglin, who had been doing a decent job here, running inside the top 15 most of the night.
There's enough laps that you could gamble on a set of tires here.
Oh, I am counting on it.
But I think there's a couple, maybe 4 drivers that don't even have that set available.
We will see.
Let's first go to the replay here, figure out what happened to Dan. Oh, he just gets loose off of turn 2. We've seen it so many times. Tries to make a big correction to the right. Tries to save it. Keeps from hitting the wall on the outside. But goes for a spin. Is sideways across the racetrack. Oh, and does make contact there with the inside wall. But not nearly as hard as it could have been. Still, it's going to be able to continue, but definitely probably going to be off the pace from where he was previously.
Everybody has pit. The drivers you see out on the track right now are getting wave arounds. Randy's getting the lucky dog right now. Everybody else is down pit road getting tires.
So Zittel and some of those others were able to save a set. Maybe just been on alternate fuel strategy.
Yeah, they didn't come in the first time with everybody else. Engrav easily wins the race off pit road. K. Logan, Schlosser, Freed, Poliski, Zittel, Ellison, Peterson, Vroman, Matney, the top 10. Big jump there from Peterson. I'm showing that he came in 16th. Maybe that's just where he crossed the line on pit road.
Pearson may have gained a couple of positions, but he was running around Matney and Vroman, I do believe, right around the top 10.
Well, well, well.
This has certainly changed things.
Indeed it has.
What we thought was going to be very much a who can conserve some tires throughout a big long run towards the end type of race has all of a sudden turned into a who can sprint for 15 laps kind of race.
Now, here is potentially the 40-point question. Hunter Engrav has not looked good on the short runs. Has that been by choice up to this point?
I would imagine he's really good at saving tires. I would imagine that he probably tries to play to that strength. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was by design earlier on in the race, but it's really hard to tell, especially since maybe he hasn't really been going all out either. Maybe he'll overstep his boundaries a little bit here, knowing that everybody's barreling down on him.
Engrav in his second race with the Venom Truck Series. Somebody else in this field won in their second race with VTS last season. He's in fourth right now. It's Matt Schlosser. A lot less turns tonight than there were at Watkins Glen boot layout last season.
Same principles apply, though.
Certainly. Who is going to carry the momentum into the short track next week? The Kosher Brand Pickle 190 at Richmond is round number 3 for Season 8 of the Venom Truck Series. Who will join Rodney Matney as a winner in the Venom Truck Series this season? Or will Matney, who's up here around the top 10, sneak one out again? Only time is going to tell here. Engrav and K will restart in the front row. Engrav elects the bottom. Logan and Schlosser on row 2. Josh Freed and Andy Poliski on the third row. Zittel and Ellison on row 4. Peterson and Vroman on row 5. Matney, Palumbo, Lockett, Dean, and Gainey, your top 15. 24 trucks on the lead lap. And I believe 29 trucks are running. Of the 33 that started this race. What do we got here? Close it in, couple rounds to go. Who has got some in the tank? Who is saving that left jab for the final round here, for the knockout? It's fight night in Charlotte. Here we go. Engrav and K on the front row. Green flag. It pays to be the control car. Engrav able to get away cleanly up front. Hey, under fire here from Tyler Logan.
Logan's been really good on this short run. 98's going to be one to watch. And he does get clear of John Kay.
Kay bumping the 98 into turn number 3. But Logan is up to P2. Matney and Palumbo side by side. Everybody in close proximity here. 15 laps to go. Poliski able to dispatch Josh Freed, and now he's going for it underneath Matt Schlosser.
Drivers have the heat into the tires now. They're going to be able to stick these turns pretty darn good. Haul the mail off into turns 1 and 3 here.
Steve Roman back in 10th, just set for a lap.
Schlosser, a little touch of the wall out of 2, it looked like. Still able to get in front of Poliski.
Zittel going for a move on Josh Freed for 7th. Or rather, for 6th. Engrav keeping Tyler Logan back to half a second, and Logan can't shake John Kay.
Kay trying everything he can. Tries pushing Logan. Tries getting to the outside. Gonna cross over to the inside, maybe. Yes, he's gonna take it.
Thought maybe he was going to try and bump draft Logan to try and catch Hunter Engrav, but maybe just deciding, I want to be in second. I want to make the charge. They don't have much time to settle this debate before Engrav is going to be off and away for good.
Oh, squeezing each other pretty tight here through turn 1, out of 2.
Poliski bump drafting the 4 of Schlosser into this mix as well. So this is very much playing into Hunter Engrav's hands right now. This could be a 4-way scrap for the runner-up spot.
Engrav is getting away just little by little. It is not much. It was about half a tenth the last lap. But now Logan and Kay in line, looking to make the charge.
$15 miles to go.
Poliski and Schlosser still have not settled this one for 4th right now. Schlosser going to slide up in front of the 32. But Poliski going to fight back here on the bottom into 3.
Identical lap times for the leaders at the line last time. 30-39 for Engrav and Logan. This time Engrav faster again. Time is running out for Tyler Logan to catch Engrav.
Poliski able to clear Schlosser up to 4th. Don Kay is trying to help out Logan here.
Logan faster in the first half of the lap. Zittel has caught this battle for 4th. Kay back underneath. They were catching Hunter Engrav, but maybe not by enough, as that was a huge slide job. And a crossover by Logan. If they had a shot before, they may have just watched it go by the wayside.
I think Kay decided that they were not going to get up to Engrav, and he decided he needed to battle here for this 2nd position. Battle for 4th is heated up as Kyle Zittel has inserted himself into the mix here as well.
Zittel to the top side where he made all of his hay earlier, as Poliski has to roll out of it not to hit the side of the 53.
Whoa, Freed down to the bottom as well.
Freed swings underneath. Kay and Logan side by side as there's one on the wall, and the caution is out. It's Rodney Matney.
And he is killed.
Matney is going to be out of this one. And I think Freed got tangled there with Brantley Gainey. Not sure who is at fault, if anybody. But that is going to set us up. We're going to be pretty close to a green-white checkered, if not a natural. We're going to find out.
Stickers might have to stick to watching the replays rather than being here live.
Well, Matney had slipped from the 11th starting spot on that restart back several positions to meet Gainey in 15th.
Here's the look down the backstretch. Oh, and it looks like Gainey comes up into Matney there a little bit. Both of them working on their entry here into turn number 3. Gainey trying to crowd Matney. Give himself a good run down into the bottom of turn 3, but makes contact. Gainey goes for a little bit of a ride as well, but no damage, really. Matney certainly got the worst of it.
Certainly did. He's got a meatball. Matney, McKinnon, Motacek, and Holyfield down pit road. I think, go ahead.
Driver's a little bit farther back that you mentioned. Maybe looking to get a last set of tires and hopefully make up a few positions to get towards the top 10 here in the last restart, or the potential last restart, I should say.
Yeah, we happened to use all 3 of our overtime attempts last week at Daytona, and the race still finished under caution. That was a first. But to point out, McKinnon, Motacek, and Holyfield all had to take the wave around on that last caution, so they did not get an opportunity to pit. So that is their last set. Nobody's got any rubber left unless they got wrecked early. Well, it's probably not what NGrav wanted to see, but I mean, it is paid to be the front car on the restarts, I'll tell you that much. He has not really had to do much defending when it comes time to make the dash into turn 1.
Yeah, certainly been good launches here for the 28. And John Kay is going to be on his outside. Has struggled a bit with launches here tonight, but looking to right his mistakes so far. And we know he's going to be very aggressive here on this restart. No question about it.
NGrav, K, Logan, Schlosser, Zettel the top 5, Freed in 6th, Poliski 7th, Ellison, Peterson, Vroman the top 10, Hayden Palumbo is in 11th, Zach Lockett 12th, Jan Van Leer, Michael Dean, Brantley Gainey, ICR 13th through 15th, Tyler Bergert in P16, Jordan Journeau 17th, Flinky Roberts, Pascal Simard, and Garrett Rainey the top 20, and then it is Holyfield, Motacek, Miglin, and McKinnon, the last drivers on the lead lap through the 24th position. Double it up. No surprise, NGrav wants the bottom. It'll be a natural green-white checkered here. So a nice +1 just in case all hell breaks loose. But that would never happen, right?
I don't know. I think you just got to look to last week. You'll find your answer.
Last week was interesting because only one of the 3 of them was for the lead, or even really in the top 10. The rest of them were accidents further back that I think if they were all manual cautions probably would not have been thrown. But every caution tonight has been thrown by the sim. So it is up to its discretion whether or not we're going to finish in regulation here, or if the Foundation Fighting Blindness 130 is going to roll into overtime for the second race in a row. Hunter NGrav looking for a win in the Venom Truck Series. John Kay looking for his 7th Logan and Schlosser, Zittel and Freed, your top 6. 2 laps to go. Another great launch for Hunter Engrav. Okay, at least able to get down onto the bottom if he so chooses. But can't hold it. Logan's got to run.
Whoa.
They're all squirrely.
Okay, trying to block.
Hunter Engrav sees the white flag in the lead, a healthy advantage over John Kay. They can't quite hold the bottom. Logan will close in for another go for the runner-up spot.
Wrecking farther back in the pack, not going to affect the leaders.
Hunter Engrav out of turn number 4 is a winner with the Venom Truck Series. Engrav takes Charlotte. John Kay in second, Tyler Logan in P3. But Engrav joins the Matt Schlosser club of drivers to win in their second Venom Truck Series start.
Speaking of Matt Schlosser, there's the love from the 4.
He said he was a championship favorite. Here he is. That's a win for Work in Progress Racing as well.
He is deservedly so burning it down, putting on a show for the fans of Charlotte.
Alabama gang should be the top team here tonight. They finished 2nd and 6th. But Hunter Engrav is the man on the top step of the podium after 130 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll talk to Engrav, John Kay, and hopefully Tyler Logan momentarily. They are your podium finishers. Matt Schlosser will finish in 4th. Josh Freed, an excellent run here tonight. He should be looking pretty good in the point standings after it's all said and done tonight. He rounds out your top 5, a career best finish for him. Paul Ellison in 6th, Kyle Zittel in 7th, Andy Poliski, Steve Roman, and Luke Peterson round out your top 10. Hayden Palumbo in 11th, Zach Lockett 12th, Jan Van Leer in 13th, Brantley Gainey, Michael Dean 14th and 15th. Tyler Berger going to finish P16 here tonight. Excuse me. I just lost track of where I was at.
Jordan Jorno in 17th.
Yeah, Jordan Jorno in P17. Flanky Roberts at 18th. Don't you hate it when that happens? 18th for Pascal Simard. Austin Holyfield, or 19th for Pascal Simard. Holyfield going to finish in 20th. Jeremy McKinnon in 21st. Garrett Rainey, Joshua Motocek, and Dan Miglin, the 24 drivers on the lead lap. Kenneth Graves, 25th. Ronnie Matney, DNF in 26th. Eric Breeding was still running in 27th, as was Corey Rutherford in 28th. Paul Sargent in 29th. Gary Clark in 30th. And Rob Williams made some laps there for a while, but I think pulled in by the end of it. Is going to finish in 31st. Ryan Dye in 32nd, and RJ Starcevic, the 33rd and final finisher. Chad Stearns registered, but never turned a lap in practice or qualifying or the race. So he's credited with a last place finish tonight. We will go in search of your third place finisher here. And that will be the 98 of Tyler Logan joining us in booth 200 here tonight. Congrats on the podium.
Thank you.
Well, this was a fun race, first of all. The new truck has its challenges, and Charlotte is a challenging track, but it looked like fun here tonight. That's what I want to get out of the way first. Was this fun?
It was a blast. Yeah, the trucks were really loose. You could get really tail happy with them and still be able to maintain control. I freaking love it when cars feel like that.
Great battle in there with Hunter throughout the race, John Kay, Matt Schlosser as well. Everybody was able to cut it up pretty well and pretty clean up front as well. That's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it was really nice. I kind of went into the race wanting to be as courteous as I possibly could because I felt like tires were going to be a big issue. I felt like the more people battled, obviously the worse they're going to be in the long run, which is usually the case anyways, but I felt like in practice, felt like I got that impression that it was particularly going to be a problem here. So I didn't want to rough anyone up too much, but yeah, it was still fun to race around with those guys.
Matt, what do you got for Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, congrats on a great run all throughout the night here tonight. Coming to the last restart, you and John Kay kind of battling there, trying to make your way up to Hunter, but didn't seem like either of you really had enough speed to get to him and ended up deciding to battle amongst yourselves. Do you think there's anything you could do to get up to Hunter there?
No, not really. Even the run right before that, I told the guys on my team, like, I'm not going to get close to catching Hunter. He's too fast. I'm just going to try and hold second. And yeah, that's basically what happened. We both realized that there's no way we're getting up there, so just try and get what we can get.
Didn't get to see you last week at Daytona. Sounds like there was some hardware issues, but those have clearly, at least I hope, have been fixed. First career podium finish here tonight with the Venom Truck Series and a long-awaited and well-deserved one at that. So congratulations to you. Anybody you want to shout out or say hi to?
Thanks. Well, you guys for putting up the broadcast. I like watching it every week. Ryan for continuing to put up this stuff and deal with all our bullshit. But I have a lot of fun racing here, so I really enjoy it.
All righty, go party hard. We'll get you two better here soon, but enjoy the P3.
All right, thank you.
And that win is coming for the 98, no doubt about it. He's been knocking on the door of this podium for a while, and now I think the floodgates are open. It's going to be great to talk to John Kay after a long off season here, but he's back on the podium tonight. Silver medal, buddy. Congrats.
I don't have any silver medals here, but thank you. I appreciate it.
It's in the mail. Hard fought race, hard fought P2. Hunter had some incredible pace there to close out this race. It kind of looked like for a while you and Tyler were sort of bump drafting each other to catch up to Hunter, and it started to make a little bit of a dent, but I think you pulled the ripcord on that and just went back to battling for second.
Yeah, credit to Tyler. Tyler was really, really damn quick, and so was Hunter. It was fun getting to race those guys. I feel like a lot of the time me and Tyler get around each other, one of us ends up wrecked, and we, not because of each other, but we end up wrecked at some point and don't get really to finish it out. So that was fun. But yeah, I figured I'd try and help him. And then I kind of realized I was a little bit faster than him, and I tried to get around him a couple of times, and it didn't really work. And then by the time I did get around him, it was a little late. So then it was just, I said it before that last restart, because I think he jumped me from third into second, and I got back by him, and I'm like, I need to get the freaking restart of my life here. And it wasn't that great, but it got the job done. So, that was a blast. I wish we could have had a three-way fight for it at the end there, but I hope we put on a show regardless.
You had a bit of a scare early in the first few laps. You cracked the wall pretty good there out of turn number 4. How did the truck drive after that? Do you think it affected the aero balance at all with this new body and new aero kit?
Honestly, I think it drove the same, which is strange to think about. I'm actually going to try and look at something here while I'm talking, because every time I pit, I don't have any, I have like a little scuff behind the number, and I hit the wall way harder than that. So I didn't really notice a difference, to be honest, which is good because I did the same thing in practice, and oh my God. If you want to have either a really fun time or a really bad time, go hit the wall coming off of 4 in practice and then drive it for about 15 laps. Peak entertainment. So I was nervous. And then every time I pit, the crew was like, you've got damage, but we can't fix it. And I was like, what effing good is that to tell me that? Like, you might as well just leave me alone at that point.
I can't believe Nathan Reynolds would tell you that.
Well, it wasn't Nathan. Nathan had ball practice, so it was whoever the hell, some random dude with a fake mustache was on top of the pit box. So I don't know. He did a pretty crap job. Hopefully we get Nathan back next week.
Matt, what do you got?
Oh, congrats on a good run here, John. Finally get to have another John K interview. This is fun.
Cue the montage.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Notice that you were one of the first drivers to really kind of start exploring really early on in the race, going all the way to the top of the racetrack, all the way to the bottom. At these 1.5 miles recently, it seemed that they kind of got really one lane for almost the whole race, but seems like here with the truck refresh, all the lanes were pretty much open for business here tonight. How fun was that to be able to utilize all of those lanes?
Well, Matt, you know where I like to run, and that is the top. So it was a freaking blast. It was so much fun, and I think it was something they had to do. My God, my phone is going off. Shut up. It was something they had to do, really, because I mean, you watch a truck race in real life, it feels like they're all over the place and they can make speed anywhere. And it sucked here last time, end of season 6. It was god awful, freaking terrible. You had to do the dumbest stuff ever to get the thing to turn. I think the refresh did fantastic things. I don't want to say that one lane racing is going to be gone, but they had to do it because the dirty air is so much worse. But I honestly love it. I think that adds to the challenge. These things were so easy to drive that it was really effing boring. And they're so much fun to drive now. So hopefully it keeps going and stays this way, and they keep putting good setups on these so we can go to a bunch of other places and keep putting on a good show. I think it looks better for you guys, and it gives you guys more to talk about if we're all over the place running different lines. Then we really get to test your knowledge too. That's the best part.
Yeah, we already look like certified dummies most of the time. So
you ain't the only one. You didn't hit the you didn't hit the wall in lap 4. So
because I wasn't out there, I would have hit it on lap 2. But
well, you did wreck me here in a recruitment race, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was the old Charlotte.
That was. I hated that place. I love this place.
Hey, John, your dad says to check your phone. It's him trying to text you.
I know it is. But it went off like 3 times after that. So he's going to have to be patient.
It's a less boring truck for the least boring man in the Venom garage. A hard font P2 here tonight. Welcome back to the podium. Shout outs for you as usual.
Yeah. Shout out to my girlfriend. She's amazing. Going through kind of a tough time right now. So we're working on getting it better for her. She's been kicking ass in school like she always does. I'm super proud of her. I love her to death. Shout out my dad and my mom. So my dad can't get salty. I set him second. Thanks for giving birth to me. Even if I was an accident, I still love you guys. Goodness. Shout out Tony Stewart. He's my boss. I work at Eldora. So I actually saw him this weekend, and I'll tell you guys a funny story after we go off the air. But yeah. I haven't got fired yet, so we're good. And speaking of work, shout out Sean Schaefer. Sean, if you're working, or if you're working, geez, Pete, if you're watching, thanks for the desk. And then shout out my little buddy RJ that watches my YouTube videos. You're the best. And we have a derby at the end of the month, and hopefully we'll see you there. And shout out you guys too for being the most electrifying broadcast duo on iRacing. I said it.
Sports entertainment.
Yes. Can you smell what the JK is cooking? Ka-chow.
Ka-chow to you as well. Go celebrate. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, I'm going to take a shower. I'm sweaty as hell. That was hard.
Okay. We'll talk to Hunter Engrav now for the 22nd time as a race winner here on Turn 200. But this is win number 1 with the Venom Truck Series and just your second career start. Welcome back to Booth 200, but welcome here on a Tuesday.
Thank you. Very nervous still.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't come through in the truck. There are a lot of nervous trucks out there. I'm sure some nervous drivers as well. But yours looked pretty pointed for the most part.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to do the tire game. I was just trying to take care of my tires in the race. I think that was kind of the key thing. That's kind of why I dropped back for a little bit in the race and everything. And then as the run kept going, then I could catch back up. It seemed like everybody else couldn't hug the bottom, got a little more loose. And yeah, it was just kind of just save tires and keep a cool head.
Yeah, trying to save tires there, you sort of drop back into the hornet's nest that you got away from later in the race. But when you're in amongst people battling hard there for fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, or however far you fell back there, that has to be a bit unnerving.
Yeah, it was nervous for sure. I just wanted to make sure I had excuse me. I just wanted to make sure I had the bottom. That was kind of key. I just knew it just seemed like everybody around was really pushing it, so I knew it was going to come back to me eventually. It's just trying to keep the patience to not push it too soon, and yeah, it kind of worked out. But no, you get really, really panicky when you get in kind of the hornet's nest because wrecks can happen really easily, and nothing you can do about it. But luckily this time it didn't came and bite me this time.
Matt, what do you got for the race winner?
Well, congrats on the first win in your Venom Truck Series career, even though you have won so many times here on the channel. Always great to get that first one in a fresh league for you, I feel like. So congrats on that. Talked about trying to save tires here. Something that we don't usually see in the leagues that we run is having to worry about maybe potentially running out of tires, kind of the way the cautions fell tonight. Drivers were able to kind of gamble on taking tires earlier than others and potentially not having any towards the end. How does that play into your strategy here as the race goes along?
Stressful. The yellows just kind of played just kind of off where tires could become a factor and all that. I knew I didn't have no more sets left. I think a few drivers had one set at the end of the race. But just because the green, white checker fall, it wasn't worth it. But I bet the yellow came out like with 10 laps to go. I think you would have saw people that had the last set have it. But yeah, it was just kind of how the yellows just fell that made where the tires were tricky because it was planned to just be a 2-stop is how I could do it. But when the yellows kind of fell, it made it where it was a little tougher on the tires. But yeah.
Well, you were sort of listed by multiple people, sort of championed by us as well here on the broadcast booth as not only a favorite to win Rookie of the Season, but a championship favorite as well. And you seem to be a bit apprehensive about that. So I'll ask you what your prospects for this season are, what your goals are for the next, 14 races or 13 races until we get to the start of the chase.
Yeah, I just didn't know because I haven't drove the trucks in a while, and I just know how I did. And turn 200 was nah. So I took extra time to practice this, but goal just for this season basically is just to kind of figure out how everybody races, make the playoffs at least, and yeah, just kind of go from there. Yeah, I just want to make the chase, and the goal is to beat Ryan because Ryan loves to talk smack and everything. So just I want to beat him very much. So we're off to a good 2 races beating him so far, but I know how luck can change really fast. So that's just the goal this year, is to beat Ryan.
Well, let's get to your shout outs here as usual.
My mom, my dad, always watching. I think my mom was rooting me in chat a little bit when I was watching. And my teammates, Corey Rutherford, Ryan Dye, and Brody, who race in real life, so good luck to Brody out there. And you guys for always doing a phenomenal job broadcasting. And Dakota Main for making beautiful paint this week for me. And he's in the works for making a turn 200 paint. So hopefully that soon comes. And yeah, just thank you to everyone, basically, for a good, clean race.
Absolutely, partner. Go celebrate your first of many wins here on a Tuesday night. Win number 1 in the Venom Truck Series, Hunter and Grav. Takes it here tonight to Charlie. Congrats.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Alrighty, that is a successful night here. The Foundation Fighting Blindness 130 is in the books. Matt Williamson, what do we make here? I think you and I are in agreement. This new truck package, the oval refresh itself, big success here in tandem.
Yeah, I mean, when we were running Super Speedway, there were a couple things we were a little iffy about, but we knew that it would probably be different at other racetracks. Like John K. said, not going to say that they're all going to race like this, but certainly for a 1.5 mile race from what we've seen from the trucks for the last 1.5 years or so, this was by far and away a much better product. And so hats off to the iRacing developers, but especially hats off to the drivers being able to utilize the setup that they've been given, the package that they've been given, and really put on a show for us here tonight. It was really awesome to watch here, and really looking forward to more of these types of races coming up in Season 8 of the Venom Truck Series. Thank you to everybody that was watching here with us tonight, and especially to those that hopped in the chat with us throughout the night here. We had Goodleaf, as always. Nathan Reynolds eating some ice cream, watching John K. John K's dad, Brian, was here as well. Shout out to you. Pamela Engrav cheering on the winner of the race. We had Cole Maxwell, Stickers McQueen. Blinky was in here. RJ was here. Logan Lester cheering on Ryan Dye. Unfortunately, Ryan's race was ended early. Bailey Marie cheering on Joshua Motocek. And Lindsay G was in the chat. Good to have her back here on Tuesday nights as well. Thank you guys for chatting with us. Anybody else that was here watching tonight, we very much appreciate it. And we will see you down the road, but namely tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, if there was ever a must-see race here on Turn 200, I think it's tomorrow night. It will be the first ever time we see rain here on the channel, and it will be at, of all places, the unholiest of decisions by the ASRL crew, Mount Panorama. Bathurst in the rain with multi-class sports car racing. We're going to stream it. And that's all I can tell you what to expect tomorrow. It is going to be nuts. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, then you get 2 lap ones for the price of one tomorrow night. So join us tomorrow, the ASRL Sports Car Championship. That's their penultimate event. And the GT3 Championship is hotly contested between 3 different people right now. So tomorrow is going to be absolutely nuts for a multitude of reasons, but mainly the debut of rain here on Turn 200. Be there, be square. 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday night. It's the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series at Iowa. If you missed the announcement in the Discord, we're going to be trying something different on Thursday before Max V. It's an idea I've had noodling around up top here for a little while. We are going to have a vodcast centered on Turn 200 league racing, but we're also going to essentially do a league race while we're vodcasting. So get ready for Turn 200's track record on Thursday night. It'll be live around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I believe. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. I think we might push it back a few minutes because a couple of drivers say they have a league race around then. So we want to try and accommodate as many people as possible. But we'll figure that out for sure. Come join the Discord for the official announcement. But we're going to be doing NASCAR trucks at Wild West Motorsports Park. That is a dirt road course. So you'll want to be here twice on Thursday and once on Sunday, too, because the Mission R Challenge is back for their first Sunday Top Split Strength of Field broadcast of the new official season. It is the Mission R Challenge debut at Laguna Seca, WeatherTech Raceway at Laguna Seca on Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And then you can catch us back here next Tuesday night, the Venom Truck Series, the Kosher Brand Pickle 190 at Richmond Raceway, the 3/4 mile short track place host to round number 3 of the season. Sort of kicks off this little short track swing that we got going for the next few weeks after Richmond as well. So be sure to join us for any action that we got here in the next week. Be sure to hit subscribe on your way out of the stream here tonight if you've not already. We very much appreciate it. And we'll see you back here for some great action hopefully tomorrow night. It's going to be some action. Whether or not it's good, we'll find out. But it's going to be wild tomorrow night. Don't miss it. ASRL Sports Car Championship at Mount Panorama in the rain. And that is where we will catch you next. For everybody here with the Venom Truck Series, for the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long until we meet again to Charlotte Motor Speedway, where Hunter Engrav takes his first career victory in the Venom Truck Series.
This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.